we'll go live in a bit here. Let's start with Namokar Mantra. Okay. Yeah. So please turn on your cameras and we'll go with Namokar Mantra in a second here. Arush, can you turn your on your camera, please? Good. So let's go with Namokar Mantra. Cameras and we'll go with Namokar Mantra in a second here. Namo Siddhanam. Namo Ayaryanam, Namo Uvajhayanam, Namo Loe Savasahunam, Eso Panchanamo Yaro, Sava Pava Panashanam, Mangalanam Cha Savesim, Padamam Bhuvai Mangalam. Jai Jinan Bacho. I hope I am audible to you, and I am so sorry for the last minute, last week. I was supposed to take the class and something came up and I had to take care of the things at my place and uh, you know, uh, couldn't come for the Pathshala class. Okay, so I'm sorry for that, Uttam Shama, and let's get going. So we are going to cover the topic that we were supposed to cover the last time, right? And as I was telling you before I turned on the recording, the topic that we are going to cover today is the topic of karma, the classification of karma in particular. Right now, the story that's there is a story of karma. I think you can probably with the intellect, the level of understanding you guys have got to, probably you can do more research on the topic of karma and not limit yourself with the story that we are going to cover. Okay. So before I do that, let me ask you a quick question. Okay. The question is, what is karma? If somebody says karma, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? What is it? Yes, Arush, what is it?
My deeds.
Your deeds, your actions, basically. And when you say your deeds, it could be your thoughts, your words, and your actions, right? All of them. Okay. So that's one way of looking at it. Uh, uh, is there any other more refined definition of karma? What is karma? Now, I want you to go back to what we learned earlier about the Chhe Dravya and the Sat Tattva. In the lens, with the lens of Chhe Dravya and Sat Tattva, can you define karma? Arham, want to take a stab at it?
Mm. Like, I think it's the good or bad things you do in life.
Okay, so things we do is just a very high level definition of karma. Okay, what is karma in terms of dravya? Right, there are six dravya, right? Jeev, Udgal, Dharmastikay, Adharmastikay, Akash, and Kal. Now, out of these six dravya, where would you place karma? Is karma Jeev? Is karma Pudgal?
Vodka?
Okay, good. So, what is Pudgal? Does Pudgal have consciousness?
No,
So, if Pudgal does not have consciousness, what do you think? Would karma have consciousness?
no.
No, right? So, what is karma? If somebody asks you, you can say it is a type of dravya. It is a special type of Pudgal dravya that get attached to a soul when a soul reacts to a situation, either in thoughts, either in words, or in action. When a soul is reacting to a situation, then the soul attracts these karmic particles which bonds with the soul and form karma. Right? Now, what do karma do? Okay, they form a physical bond, but what happens once after a bond is formed? What is the implication of a karma particle bonding to your soul? A karma pudgal bonding to your soul, right? You remember I gave that analogy. We are a we are a molecule of soul, we as this in this life form, as a sansari jeev, are a molecule of the soul with the karmic particles, with the pudgal called karmic particles, है ना? तो अब इस लेंस से बताओ कि अगर कर्मा आपकी सोल से अटैच हो गए, अब क्या होगा? व्हाट इज द इम्प्लीकेशन ऑफ इट? सार्थक, what happens when karma particle bonds with your soul? What is the next thing that happens? What do
Stuck
they
with
do
you
to you?
unless you get rid of it.
है बेटा?
It's stuck with you unless you get rid of it.
It you have to speak up a bit. I am not able to hear you properly.
It's stuck with you unless you get rid of it.
Okay, it gets stuck with you unless you get rid of it. Okay, good try. It's all getting us there. Yes. So karma particles, once they get stuck to your soul, they go in the state of dormancy. Right? वो उसको सत्ता मतलब वो they are in the satta or they are in the dormancy. They will get attached to your soul and stay there for a for a tenure, for a duration, unless they come to fruition. Right? Now, when they come to fruition, what do the karma gives you? ठीक है, अभी आपने कुछ गुड डीड की, आपने एक इंडिया गए, आपने मुनि महाराज को आहार दिया, ठीक है, आहार दिया विद द फुल इंटेंट, with the full devotion, not like your parents pushed you to do that. You did it on your own conviction, right? So it is your thinking that led you to give ahar to Muni Maharaj. You gave that with the most pious thoughts, right? By following the vidhi. Once when you do that, what is happening? Good karma particles are getting bonded to your soul, isn't it? Right? Now, when they are bonded to your soul, what happens next? They will go into a dormancy, right? They will do nothing. They will just stay there. They will be sticking to your soul, and with a particular, with certain characteristics, right? Which one is the duration. But then after that, what happens? At some point, those karma particles will come to fruition. When those good karma particles are coming to fruition, what are you going to get? What do you think? What will happen? कोई बताएगा?
Good things will happen to you.
Good things will happen to you. In other words, it will give you very conducive situations or good situations, right? Now, it is not a guarantee that good things will happen with you. It all depends on how you react to those conducive situations. है ना? Not everyone reacts to conducive situations in a conducive way or a good way. Sometimes people get carried away with the good situations they are blessed with, isn't it? I may be blessed with a great body. What if I start using it to beat kids around the neighborhood, bully kids? Is that a right use of my conducive body that I have received because of my past good karma? Arush?
You will get like bad karma because you're like bullying.
नहीं नहीं नहीं, मेरे क्वेश्चन का आंसर दो पहले, राइट? मेरा क्वेश्चन क्या है? If I am blessed with a good strength, right, good body, and I use that body to beat the kids around the neighborhood for no reason, okay, so I am blessed, I got blessed with conducive environment, a conducive karma on my came to fruition, right? Or rather I should say good, my good karma came to fruition, because of which I got a good body, right? I got a lot of strength. How am I using that strength?
In like a bad way.
In a bad way, right? So getting, you know, good karma coming to fruition is not the guarantee that you will end up doing good things. It is for sure a guarantee that you will get good situations. But then from that point forward, it is all about your choice. है ना? आप एक जैन फैमिली में पैदा हुए हो, right? There are so many kids like you who have been blessed to be born in a Jain family. What if they are not utilizing that situation of theirs for their benefitment, for their upliftment. They never go to class. They don't attend Pathshala. They don't want to know about Jainism. They rather want to spend their time playing video games, right? What will happen? Of course, like you, they also got birth in a very good family because of their past good karma coming to fruition. But they are not yet using those situations, those conducive situations to their advantage, right? So one thing we have to understand, while good karma coming to fruition is the guarantee of conducive good situations, yet it is not a guarantee of good happening to you in the future. You have to continuously make good choices and do good things, even when you are in good situations or even when you are in bad situations, right? So the choices you make is what guarantees you upliftment. Make sense? है ना? तो ऐसा कभी मत सोचना कि आज मैंने अच्छा काम कर लिया तो हमेशा मुझसे मेरे साथ अच्छा अच्छा ही होगा, राइट? आपको हमेशा यू हैव टू बी इन अ गुड state of mind from thoughts perspective, from words perspective, from deeds perspective. Make sense? Arush, right? तो ये साइकिल कंटिन्यूस चलेगी तब आगे मजा आएगा, है ना? So that you keep getting blessed with good and good situations. Remember, you asked me that question earlier, right? What is better, having zero balance of karma or positive balance of karma, and or a positive balance of good karma? How did they answer it? At the end of the day, ultimately, it is the zero balance of karma that is what moksha is all about. However, for you to get to that state, getting blessed with positive karma is going to at least guarantee you continuously to receive the conducive situations, the positive situations. And from that point forward, it will be dependent on your efforts and your choices on how you utilize that conducive situation. Make sense? ठीक है ना? ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, ये लोग बहुत लोग समझते नहीं है इसको. उनको लगता है अभी मैं आई हैव बीन born in a rich family, so I can do anything I want because now I am, reaping the benefits of good past karma, so I'm cool. I'm the child of good karma, right? Remember, being child of good karma is not a guarantee that you will continuously receive such situations in the future. At some point you will exhaust your good karma, right? It's like a fuel of rocket. you know when a fuel of rocket burns, it can only take you that far. If you continuously supply it with fuel, if you refuel your rocket, then probably you'll end up getting to your final destination. Anna, that's what you have to keep in mind. Now, similarly, sometimes what happens, you may have done any bad karma in the past. Remember, if somebody has done bad karma in the past, those bad karma may be in a state of dormancy at this point in time, but at some point in time, sooner or later, they will come to fruition. And when they will come to fruition, they will give one bad consequences only. No bad karma of past can give you good consequences, and no good karma of the past can give you bad consequences. This is the rule. This is the rule. Very important to understand. If you do good, you will get good consequences. If you do bad, you will get bad consequences. Now, in spite of you receiving the bad consequences, how you react in those situations will decide what you will receive next. होता है या नहीं? Sometimes people are under very stressful situations, but with their courage and purusharth, their own strength, they are able to turn those situations to their advantage. How come? How come? That's all dependent on how you are reacting to a situation. Even if you are supplied with bad consequences and if you react in a positive way, by exhibiting your positive behavior, 100% guaranteed that the next set of karma that are getting attached to your soul are for sure not bad karma. You will be accruing more and more good karma and turning the table on this cycle of good and bad. है ना? So remember this, whenever a Jain Shravak is supplied with bad situations, they don't overreact on those situations. They try to maintain their equanimity. They try to ensure that they are not overreacting, reacting in the bad way, or getting carried away by emotions. Rather, they want to control their emotions, make them make them more positive, stay positive. That way, anything that comes in the future becomes positive and positive and positive and positive. Make sense? Now, there are various ways still to reduce the intensity of the karma, bad karma that are going to come to fruition. And that's where tap comes into the play, right? So we'll talk about that also. It's not like you cannot change the intensity of a karma, of a bad karma, but you cannot negate it. ठीक है ना? Remember that. You can make it as close as zero as possible, but you cannot make it zero. है ना? ऐसा नहीं होता है कि कल मैंने बैड कर्म किया और आज मैंने गुड कर्म कर दिया तो वो नलीफाई हो गया. प्लस एंड माइनस इक्वल टू जीरो. ऐसा नहीं होता है. They will always come to fruition and in the same sequence and dependent on how bad or good your intentions were when you did that act, when you accrued that karma. है ना? ऐसा थोड़ी होगा कि किसी ने, जैसे मान लो किसी ने कोई मर्डर कर दिया. Somebody murdered somebody. Okay, next day what he did? Okay, yesterday I murdered somebody, so now let me today help somebody. Now it's 1 - 1, so now we have, my balance is zero. It doesn't work that. If somebody has murdered somebody with no intention, with sankalpi hinsa, and it was a cold-blooded murder, for sure one day the law will catch up to them, or the destiny, as we call it, will, karma in other words, will catch up to them and will give them worst of the consequences, worst of the situation. Now, there is always a possibility that if somebody did a bad act unintentionally and then he does a penance, a pashatap, in that situation, potentially what's going to happen is, when those bad consequences are received, the order and the magnitude of those bad consequences may come down, may get of a lower order, or you may still have enough strength to to basically overcome those bad situations, overcome those bad consequences. ठीक है ना? तो इस चीज को हमेशा याद रखना. राइट? ऐसा नहीं होता है कि आप गंगा में जाओगे और नहा लोगे तो वहां आपके सारे पाप धुल जाते हैं. इट नेवर वर्क्स दैट वे. ऑन द कॉन्ट्ररी, right? So that's what Jain philosophy believes in. We believe in the fact that you reap as you sow, right? If you have sowed bad, then you are going to reap bad, and that continues in the same order, in the same sequence. ठीक है? तो ये तो बात होगी जनरली कर्मा की. वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक, राइट? अब when we say karma is a particle, it's a pudgal, है ना? It's a piece of matter that may not be visible through naked eyes, but we all are product of our karma, or the accrued karma. I have received this body, this fair complexion, and for that matter, these glasses, they are all manifestation of some karma of mine coming to fruition, my past karma coming to fruition. Same is the case with Arnav, same is the case with Arham, Sarthak, Tattva, everyone on this call. And of course, Praniti, right? We all are product of our past karma. If I am beautiful, that's because of my past, good karma coming to fruition, right? There are specific type of karma that are responsible for your perception, your knowledge, right? They are, and how are they responsible? that when these karma are getting distracted, then your infinite potential is able to look out of your soul. It is able to exhibit itself. It is able to manifest itself. है ना? We all are a lump of infinite energy. We all are a lump of infinite potential. We all are a lump of infinite knowledge. We all are a lump of infinite bliss. It's just that because of our karma that are stuck with us, that power of earth, we are not able to realize it. And when these karma go away, when they get destroyed, when they come to fruition and they get destroyed, that's when our power is realized, our knowledge is realized. ठीक है ना? तो उस बेसिस पे देयर आर 8 टाइप ऑफ कर्मा. कितनी टाइप के कर्म होते हैं?
8.
8, right? Okay. So there are 8 types of karma. Now, again, remember, when I'm saying karma, I'm not talking about actions. That's just one way of looking at it. From Jain philosophy perspective, when we say karma, we are talking about them as a pudgal, right? Or a matter, right? It's a type of matter, right? Now, what are these 8 type of karma? They can be divided into two categories, 4 and 4. ठीक है? तो पहले 4 होता है, उनको बोलते हैं घाती कर्म. Or those karma that gets that can be destroyed with by following tap and sanyam. Okay, and what are these 4? Darshanavarni karm, Jnanavarni karm, Vedaniya, and Mohaniya. Okay, these are the karma which can be distracted. But then there are other karmas that are basically defining you as a person, or you as a dev, or you as a narkiji, whatever the case may be. And those karma get over only when your body is exhausted. When you're, in other words, your ayu or your age is over, your life is over in right sense. That point, these other 4, which we call as aghatiya karma. Aghatiya means non-destructing. है ना? ये कौन कौन से हुए? नाम, आयु, गोत्र और अंतरा. ठीक है ना? ये कर्म होते अघात. तो ऐसे करके 8 broad category of karma है. Now, if you subclassify them, it I think comes up to 148 if I'm able to remember it correctly. है ना? अब ये कर्म कौन कौन से होते हैं? देखो, अब जब आप इनको पढ़ोगे ना तो इतने फैसिनेटिंग होते हैं कि सबके नाम भी बहुत ही फैसिनेटिंग है. जैसे दर्शनावर्णी कर्म पहला है. दर्शनावर्णी कर्म मीन्स वन. Darshan means, you know what is darshan, right? Perception, right? Your belief is your perception, is your darshan, right? Sometimes your darshan is abstracted, right? You may be supplied with a lot of information, yet you are not able to decipher it correctly. You are not able to get to its true understanding, to grasp its true meaning, and then internalize that true meaning. What is that? That is happening because your darshana varni karma is in fruition. While that karma is in fruition, it's abstracting the realization of your infinite darshan, your infinite potential to to interpret, to understand any concept presented to you in any format. We all have that potential as a soul. But because our darshana varni karma is in fruition, we are not able to at times understand the true meaning of tattva. What is happening around? We are not able to correctly interpret and understand it. है ना? तो वो होता है दर्शनावर्णी कर्म. ज्ञानावर्णी क्या होता है? सेम वे, ज्ञान पर आवरण. So 2 words, right? Jnana and avaran. Avaran means is a covering or a curtain, right? So one that puts a curtain on your jnana is jnanavarnika. Make sense, right? So this is how it is. Then comes vedaniya karma. Vedaniya karma is one that is pain causing. We all feel uh, getting hurt or getting pleasure because of Vedaniya karma, right? And then there is Mohaniya karma, which is delusional, right? At times, what happens is we are supplied with all the right things, but still we get into situations which are like uh, we overreact to situations or we behave in a bad way, right? Because we are in a state of delusion, right? And later we have this counter thought, oh my goodness, what did I do? I got angry. I should not have got angry, right? That's because I am under this delusional state. You know how what happens? What do the drugs do to a person, right? It it kind of obstructs the power of rational thinking for a person, right? When somebody is under influence of drugs, what happens? They get into a delusional state. They don't know what's going on around them. They don't have control on their five senses at times. They some people just blabber out. They don't know what they are talking about at times. That's a expression of delusion. Same way, when Mohaniya karma are in fruition, one gets into a delusion state. And when Mohaniya karma are exhausted, then they get the what is called as anant sukh, right? They get into a state of bliss, of understanding everything and get to that state of bliss. They are able to manifest that anant sukh, which is a property or a characteristic of their soul. ठीक है ना? तो इस तरह से इसको समझते हैं. अब मैंने जैसे आपको बताया है, ये इसका मेजर कॉन्सेप्ट है. द स्टोरी इज जस्ट ए sort of it's a little bit childish for your level, because it is about, a story is explaining the same concept with a persona, with a person by name APJ Abul Kalam, who was a scientist who later on became the president of India. He was born in a very modest, very humble family of the South India, and with very limited access to education. And with his own hard work, he was able to overcome all these karma, right? Remember, the karma. How do you overcome your karma, or how are you able to overcome the fruition of these karma? By your own hard work, your own tap and sanyam, your own penance and self-restraint. That is what drives the overcoming of these karma. Remember, karma will always come to fruition, right? When they are coming to your fruition, how do you react is something that is in your control. Make sense? Okay. Any question before I start the video? I hope what I explained to you is making sense. Let me know if it is not. Arham? Praniti, what I told you, is it making sense? Good. Okay. So in that case, let me play the video now. It is just talking about the 8 karma. And then, let me know if you have any questions from this story. Okay.
Jai Janendra! In this video, we will try to understand 8 karmas from the life of India's missile man and former President of India, Dr. Abdul Kalam. Abdul Kalam ji was born in the year of 1931 in the city of Rameshwaram, Tamil Nadu. His father's name was Jainulabdin and he owned a boat. Abdul Kalam ji was a very, very intelligent student who had a desire to acquire more and more knowledge. You must have seen that some children are very intelligent and some are a little less in your school. Some students remember everything at once and some do not. This happens because of our Jnanavarni karma. The word Jnanavaran is made up of 2 words, Jnan and Avran, that is knowledge plus cover,
meaning those karma which covers or hides the jnana of our soul.
So, missile man and former President of India, Dr. Abdul Kalam. Abdul Kalam ji was born in the year of 1931 in the city of Rameshwaram, Tamil Nadu. His father's name was Jainulabdin and he owned a boat. Abdul Kalam ji was a very intelligent student who had a desire to acquire more and more knowledge. You must have seen that some children are very intelligent and some are a little less in your school. Some students remember everything at once and some do not. This happens because of our Jnanavarni karma. The word Jnanavran is made up of two words, Jnan and Avran, that is knowledge plus
Audible to you,
cover.
right, kids?
Meaning those karma which covers or hides the jnana of our soul.
So, for example, if a cloud comes in front of sun, the light of sun fades. Or when the sky is clear or lesser cloudy, the sunlight is much brighter. Similarly, because of our karmas, someone is more intelligent than the other. Some have sharper memories and some have a weaker memory. Due to the good deeds of his previous life, Jnanavarni karma had less effect on Abdul Kalam ji's soul, and that is the reason why he was so intelligent. Now, the second karma is Darshnavarni karma. Darshnavarni karma, the word Darshnavarn, it is also made from the two words Darshan plus Avran, that is
Meaning those karmas that covers or hides the darshan gun of the soul.
That is Darshanavran. Kalamji earned money by selling newspaper as he was very poor in his childhood. Along with this, he also used to study very hard with complete devotion and dedication. He took admission in the prestigious Madras Institute of Technology in 1955 to study aerospace engineering. So, once upon a time, the dean of the college was not happy with the project of Abdul Kalam ji and he threatened to cancel his scholarship if he failed to remodel the project within 3 days. Now, Kalam ji, he was extremely shocked and got scared with this warning because without this scholarship, he would not be able to complete his studies. This adverse circumstance where his scholarship was in jeopardy because of the third karma, that is Vedaniya karma. Because of the Vedaniya karma, we face unfavorable and favorable situation, and because of this karma the soul feels happiness and sorrow. What is the karma called? Vedaniya karma. Correct. So after completing the project, another project within 3 days, when Abdul Kalam ji met the dean embraced him for his hard work and said that he deliberately put Kalam ji in pressure and he did not expect him to complete the project so well. So, after completing engineering, Kalam ji worked in DRDO, that is Defense Research and Development Services, and he became the project director in the Indian Space Research Organization, that is ISRO. Yes, he started working on India's first satellite launch vehicle, SLV-3. During that time, 3 of his very close family members died. His brother-in-law Jalaluddin, his father, and a few days later, his mother. All of them left him even with a very short period of time. This incident made Abdul Kalam ji feel his life has ended and it has no meaning left. This happens because of the fourth karma, that is Mohniya karma. What it is called? Mohniya karma. Yes. After birth, everything we get in this life is according to our past deeds, be it.
Okay. So these four make sense, right? The first four, the Ghati Karma, right? They are very clear, right? Jnanavarni, Darshnavarni, Vedaniya and Mohani, right? वेदनीय के साथ क्या रिलेशन होता है? अनंत वीर, our potential, our infinite potential or our infinite strength. The Vedaniya karma is one that abstract the manifestation of our infinite potential. We all here in this Pathshala class have infinite potential as a soul. Yet we are not able to move the mountains and turn the situations completely and bear the pain because of the fruition of this type of karma called vedniya karma. वेदनीय कर्म जब फ्यूशन में होता है तो क्या करता है? इट शैडोज, इट curtails the infinite strength that I have as a soul. ठीक है ना? और फिर जो लास्ट वाला है वो है मोहनीय, डिल्यूजनल, जिसको हमने अभी पहले कवर किया. ओके, नाउ फ्रॉम दिस पॉइंट फॉरवर्ड in this video also, what they are going to talk about is the other 4 type of karma which are not in our control, as in we cannot change them while we are while these karma are in the fruition. They will come to fruition, they will get exhausted, and then when they get exhausted, when our ayu is over, right? So even Arihant Bhagwan, when they attain the Kevalya Gyan, it is the first 4 karma that are completely made zero. With that's what Kevalya Gyan is about. When Kevalya Gyan is happening, it is nothing but the overcoming of these 4 घाती कर्म. The other 4 yet stays. उसमें एक important कर्म होता है जो तीर्थंकर भगवान को होता है, जिसको बोलते हैं तीर्थंकर नाम कर्म, which is a type of aghatiya karma. He is already born. When he is born in the as a baby, they are born with this tirthankar naam karma, and because of that tirthankar naam karma, they they get born in the family, a very pious Jain and family of kings, and then later they follow a life path which leads them towards tirthankara, towards kevalya Gyan. That's all because of the fruition of their tirthankar naam karma, which is obviously a positive naam karma, right? Remember, not all karma coming are bad karma. There are punya karma and pap karma, both types of karma. So depending on what is in the fruition, and remember, sometimes both the pap karma and punya karma both are in the fruition at the same time. That also happens of different types, right? I am born with an able body, but I still feel pain. Why? Because while I have an able body, right, my body looks good, but what do you call it? My Vedniya karma is still in fruition, giving me pain, causing me pain, or I'm able to feel that pain. If that Vedniya karma is not in fruition, I will not even be feeling that pain. Hai? So that's how it goes. Okay, so let's keep going.
Its relatives, your house. Yes, afterward, everything we get in this life is according to our past deeds, be it relatives, your house, your money, intelligence, or character. We start living our life with all of these, thinking that they are with us and forever. This attachment is called moh, and it also happens because of mohini karma. Because of mohini karma, there are many types of emotions in us like anger, ego, pride, love, and attachment, and etc. Different attachments. The 5th karma is ayu karma, which is a lifespan. So, just like a prisoner who is sentenced to 10 years of imprisonment, he can be released only after he serves 10 years in jail. Such is our life, which is bound for a certain time because of the Ayu karma. Kalamji's brother-in-law was tied to his Manushya Bhav, his human form, due to his Ayu karma. As soon as his lifespan was over, he went to his next bhav, that is the next life. Abdul Kalam ji initially wanted to be a fighter pilot. He was among the 25 shortlisted candidates who were shortlisted based on their personality and looks. However, he was not able to make it to the final 8 list of candidates since he was on the number 9 on that list. Oh, this body that our soul is in, it is given on the basis of sixth karma. That is called Nam Karma. Some people are tall, some are short, some are fat, some are thin, and some people are beautiful, some are not that beautiful. They are unsightly. All the different features that we have is because of this Nam Karma. Now we come to the seventh karma, which is Gotra Karma. Some people are born in cultured and religious families, and others, they are not so religious or cultured families. This happens due to Gotra Karma. What it is called? Gotra Karma. And now the last one, the eighth karma. It is Antaray Karma. What it is called? Antaray Karma. Yes. So for example, when we want to do something and due to some obstacle the work remains incomplete, this is generally because of the Antaray Karma. If you remember that project of Kalamji, which did not go as he expected, that happened because of Antaray Karma. Kalamji made many missiles for our country India and helped in conducting nuclear tests as well. After many years of his hard work and dedication, he became the 11th president of India. So, did you see how these 8 karmas affect our life? We all have different karmas and therefore we all have different lives. Those who go devoid, get rid of these 8 karmas, they become God. So let's do a conscious effort to get rid of these 8 karmas. Jai Jinendra!
Okay, before we shift to the next video on Dan, I'm ready for some questions. Do you have any questions on these 8 karma, beta? So first 4 and the second 4, right? Ghati karma, Ghati karma. Now, remember, Nam, Ayu, Gotra, and Antaray. So Antaray is interesting, right? Antaray means obstruction. So sometimes what happens is we make enough effort. I have studied right. I revised it a few times. I kind of did my mock test as well. I did everything right, right? I went to the exam. It was a competitive exam. It only had 10 seats. So I kind of made a small silly mistake or whatever, right? Or I didn't make a mistake at all, but because of some other things not in my control, I came out to be the 11th person in the merit list. What is that, right? That's a expression or exhibition of obstructive karma or antaraya karma coming to fruition. Sometimes what happens is, I may have received a particular product, but I'm not able to basically enjoy that product. है ना, मैं जब उसको यूज करने वाला था मैंने बहुत होप बिल्ड की, मैं इसको ऐसे खाऊंगा वैसे खाऊंगा, और पता मेरी प्लेट ही गिर गई, राइट? एंड दिस वाज द लास्ट पीस ऑफ स्वीट इन द हाउस. होता है ना ऐसा, right? What is that? That's a manifestation or the fruition of your antaraya karma, right? Bhog type of antaraya karma. Sometimes what happens is I have enough spiritual energy to, I want to do puja every day, right? I want to do Dev Darshan every day, but not able to because let's say we had a car, tire flat situation, right? My car broke at the right moment, and I was not able to manage the time. होता है ना ऐसे? ये सब क्या है? This is the fruition of one's veer antaraya karma. Same way, sometimes what happens is, I have full intent to donate money for good causes, which we are going to learn what are the types of dan. I have all the resources. I accrued those resources. I have all the intention to do that, but something happens last minute because of which, I lose all that saving or money, and I'm not able to, divert it towards dan. I'm not able to do the dan. That is the dan antaraya, है ना? तो ऐसे कई बार ऑब्स्ट्रक्शंस आ जाते हैं बिकॉज ऑफ आवर पास्ट बैड कर्मा. Probably in the past lives we may have caused obstruction to other people, other shravaks, in they practicing their dharma. And because of that, now when I'm wanting to practice my dharma, or when I'm wanting to, reap the fruits of my hard labor, I'm not able to basically enjoy those fruits of my labor, right? होता है ना ऐसा कि किसी ने बहुत अच्छा एक आईफोन लिया और फर्स्ट बिफोर इवन दे कैन यूज इट इट फेल इन द स्विमिंग पूल, right? What is that? That's a type of bhog upbhog antaraya karma, right? You purpose your resources towards it, but you are not able to use it, right? So ये जो abstractions होते हैं इनको अंतराय कर्म बोला जाता है. Make sense? Okay. Any other question for me, beta? Arush, Tatva, Arnav, Sarthak, Praniti, Arham. Okay. So I hope this concept is very clear to you. The 4 and 4, the 8 types of high level. Broadly, there are 8 type of karma. Okay, and they defines together. They define the consequences that we all are receiving. Right at this moment. You guys are attending this class probably because of your, Jnana Varni Karma getting completely, how to put it, destroyed, distracted, right? So you are getting in spite of staying in a country like United States, you are getting this opportunity to learn Jainism. Now, while that is happening, some may be paying attention, other may not be paying attention, right? So what that will decide is whether you are going to continue getting these situations, these positive situations in your life or not. है ना? So always when you are supplied with good situations, be humble about them and be aware that you are receiving those situations because of your past good karma, and you have to continue doing those good karmas to continue receiving them. Hai? With that topic, with that statement, let me move on to the next video, which is going to be a video about Dan. Now, why Dan is important? Because Dan is an expression of good karma, right? और हम सबको दान की जरूरत पड़ती है क्योंकि हमें गुड कर्मा चाहिए, राइट? है ना? एटलीस्ट हमें बैड कर्मा नहीं चाहिए, right? So that we, or even if we are not able to make enough efforts towards moksha while we are in the Shravak Avastha, at least we should continue being a good Shravak who is always blessed with good consequences, right? I should have enough money so I can donate, right? नहीं तो वो तो दान मंत्राय कर्म जैसी बात हो गई ना कि यार मेरे पास तो पैसे ही नहीं है, I have all the intent but I cannot donate because I don't have money. Right? I don't have resources. Let me generalize it. Money is just money, right? There are other ways of doing dan also. When you teach dharma to your kids, when you will do that, think of it also as an expression of dan. If you are doing it with the right intention. So it is not always about giving away money. It is also giving away any resource that is with you, including your time. Make sense? So कभी भी इसको, हालांकि in very loose sense people start attaching it to money because that is always considered precious for everyone, but it is not always just about money. ठीक है? So let me now jump onto the video of Dan.
Mama, whom are we waiting for in these clean clothes, barefoot, with a kalash in our hands? Son, it's time for Muni Maharaj's Ahar, and we are all waiting for his Pargahan, that is arrival. All of us here are waiting for Muniraj, but there is only one Muniraj, and here are so many of us to offer Ahar. Yes, son, Even the Dev and Devis from Swarg, heaven yearned for Ahardan to Muni Maharaj. Why, Mama? Why is Ahardan so special? Dan means to give something to someone. But the real dan is the one which is given for the welfare of the self and the others. We should give something to someone which is beneficial for that person, and by giving dan, we also destroy our sins. So, in this way, we also get benefited. Oh wow, that's why we are offering food. I mean, Ahar Dan to Muni Maharaj. Yes, absolutely. Do you know that there are 4 types of dan? First is Ahar Dan, that is giving dan of pure food. Second is Aushadhi Dan, that is medicine. Third is Gyan Dan, that is doing dan of scriptures or study materials that are used in writing or studying. Fourth is Abhay Dan, that is protecting someone or giving someone freedom from fear. Then, Mama, you to make such delicious, nutritious, tasty, and healthy food for me. Does that mean that you do Ahar Dan every day? No, not like that. Dan is given only to an ideal, and they are called Yogyapat, meaning eligible person. There are 3 types of eligible people mentioned in our Shastra. First is Jaghanyapatra, people who have not yet relinquished the 5 sins, but they are Samyak Drashti, and they are called Jaghanyapatra. People like you and I are Jaghanyapatra. Then comes Madhyam Patra, to whom giving dan is better than making dan to Jaghanyapatra.
Okay, let me ask you a question. We are talking about Ahar Dan, right? The donation of the food. Okay, let me ask you this. If there is a pen handler, in other words, a beggar, standing on the roadside in United States, and you give him $1 bill, would you consider it as a Ahar Dan? He has this board, oh, I'm hungry, I need money, right? What would happen? Would you consider if you give $1 bill to him with the intention that he will use that money towards buying food? Would you consider this thing as Aharda? Praniti?
I think so, because you're helping them out, because you're giving them something that they can use to buy resources. Like,
Okay. What if they end up buying meat with it?
then I think you still did like if they did do something good with it, then you did a good deed. And like either way, I think it's
Okay. Okay. I'm just giving you questions. I'm not giving you answer yet. Okay. I want you to think before you do something. Okay, Arnav, you have raised your hand. Go ahead, beta.
I would say no, because Ahardan means giving food, not money. And
Okay.
the beggar can probably buy alcohol or stuff like that, which is not good for him.
Perfect.
And then,
Perfect. Good.
yeah.
You are getting there, right? So,
Yeah.
first answer was yes, I will consider it because uh, giving money, we want them. Our intention is that they will buy food from that, right? The second answer I got was no, because ahardan means you give food, not necessarily money. So, closer, right? Uh, there are people who will get food from you and then they will sell it, right? You give a packaged food, and this happens in India. It happens there are so many such people. Okay, so remember this, right? आहार दान की सबसे पहली condition होती है the money or resource, aka food, that you are giving. So either food, which is the right thing to do, or not, it's not money but food. What about? But sometimes what happens is you may not be in a position to bake the food, right? You may have money and your intentions are, hey, I want to give this money towards the for Ahardan. In that situation also, you have to be very mindful and cognizant who you are giving that money to, right? So that's why this this classification, what is being talked about in this video, comes into the play. Jaganya Ahar Dan, which is the inferior most order of Ahar Dan. Then there is a Madhyam one, and then there is a Uttam one, like qualities, hai na? Right? Good, better, best kind of thing. So what is good? If somebody is giving Ahar Dan to a fellow compatriot, a fellow Shravak, who may not be in a good situation, right? Because of financial hardships or whatever kind of hardships, they are in need for food, and you are making arrangements for their food and their well-being. That is the Jaganya Hardan. Remember, again, we are talking about a fellow being. If you are giving money to a person who is, is an addict, है ना? ऐसे जैसे यहाँ पर फिनिक्स में ना एक हम मंदिर जाते तो वहाँ एक एक सिग्नल पे there is this guy, he stands and he says, I'm not going to lie to you, I need a dollar bill for smoking, right? And some people just still give him the money, right? At least he's honest that he's conveying that he wants the money for smoking. Now if you give him that $1, obviously you are putting your money in the drain. It can be considered anything but ahar dan for sure, है ना? तो इसलिए आपको जब भी दान करना है जांच परख के करना है, एज इन यू हैव टू अप्लाई योर माइंडफुलनेस, योर पावर ऑफ रैशनैलिटी बिफोर यू डू एनीथिंग, बिफोर यू कैन इवन कॉल समथिंग एज आहार दान, राइट? सो जघन्य दान ये हो गया। मध्यम दान अभी हम देखेंगे। उत्तम दान होता है जब मुनि को आहार दिया जाता है, राइट? व्हेन यू आर डूइंग आहार दान to a muni, to a monk, to a Jain sadhu, that is the highest order दान, ठीक है ना? तो इसको देखना प्रणीति हमेशा, राइट? इसलिए ऐसे ही हमारे पास $1 एक्स्ट्रा बिल है और मैंने जो पहला आदमी आया उसको पैसे दे दिए, not necessarily, right? Some of these people, for them it is their profession, right? They are in no need. In India there are always these stories that some income tax department did a raid on a beggar and they found boatload of money at his house. He was actually giving money on credit to other people. He had so much of money, right? So these stories always keep coming, and this happens even in United States. There are so many people who have now got habitual to that begging, to panhandling, right? And if you give money to them, then you can call it anything you want to, but you cannot call it ahar dan. ठीक है ना? तो इस चीज को प्रणीति अपने को हमेशा ध्यान रखना चाहिए। और मैं भी ऐसे ही सोचता था जब आपकी एज में था, राइट? सो इट इज नॉट लाइक यू आर थिंकिंग डिफरेंटली, यू आर थिंकिंग राइट, इन अ राइट वे। इट्स जस्ट दैट वी हैव टू अप्लाई अवर रैशनल थिंकिंग, ठीक है ना? हमेशा किसी को $1 निकाल के दे देना इज नॉट एन एक्सप्रेशन ऑफ दान, ठीक है ना? वी हैव टू बी वेरी mindful on where we are donating our money. Make sense? और अगर आपको थोड़ी सी भी कहीं हिंट लग जाती है कि this money is getting misused, people are misusing the funds that are created by that donation, never give money there. Okay? Collect your facts, then only give dan. Okay? Because that only will lead to good karma coming to your side. Make sense? Make sense, Praniti? Arnav? Okay, so let's keep going.
Like Arika Mataji, Elak, Shulakji, Pratimadharis, etc. Then comes Uttam Patra, who are the most eligible persons for Dan, like Acharya Maharaj, Upadhyaya Ji, or Muni Maharaj Ji. Mama, if you only dan to the yogi patras, then what will happen to these poor people? So, you remember what I told you? Only that dan where one does welfare of self and others is true dan. But, son, apart from these 4 dan, there is also one more dan called Karuna dan, which include deeds like feeding the hungry, taking the sick to the hospital, donating blood, donating clothes and toys to orphanages. Listen carefully. When we offer something to Muniraj with the auspicious feeling of them being able to follow the path of moksha seamlessly, we start shedding our sins which obstruct us in the path of moksha, and in this way good karmas support us to attain moksha. That's why we open Pathshalas in temples, get religious scriptures translated into today's languages, make religious videos, and get temples built. And we get the old temples renovated too, all for the very purpose that every one of us can attain moksha. This results in gaining good karmas which support us in attaining salvation, that is moksha. Got it, Mama. And I very well understood that if we have compassion for every living being, or if we do karunadan with the feeling that their physical sufferings end, then our sins which give us physical pain start getting destroyed and we get happiness. That's great, Atishay. You are very intelligent. Always keep in mind that the kind of person we donate to and the feelings with which we donate dictate the kind of fruits we reap from it. Hence, we should do all kinds of dan with pious thoughts and take the situation into consideration and not do anything blindly. Mama, I have these apples in my hands. What should I do with these? Should I wait for Maharajji or should I give it to that hungry child? Son, always remember two things. Some situations are important, but some are urgent. You have to analyze the situation, whether it's important or is it urgent. Let's consider this situation. Muni Maharaj's ahar happen at a specific time, just once a day. And that child can wait for 2 to 3 hours now. So what will you do? First I will give ahar to Muniraj and then I will give apple to that child because ahar dan is more important right now. Very good. Well, tell me one thing. What will you do if you are going to the temple and you see a child get hurt very badly? Mama, I will definitely help the hurt child first because it's an urgent situation. Just then, Muniraj leaves the temple and everyone starts saying, Hey Swami, Namostu, Namostu, Namostu. The mother smiles while putting her hands on the head of her beloved child. Atishay also understood that he was right this time. Both mother and son together started with Muni Maharaj's Pargahan. So children, just like Atishay, we should also understand what is important before making the dan.
Hey, make sense? The video made sense? Simple, right? Let me pose a question to you. One of the dans there was Gyan Dan, है ना? So Sarthak, how would you do Gyan Dan? आपको अगर ज्ञान दान करना हो, if I give you a task to do ज्ञान दान, how would you do a ज्ञान दान?
I would teach for free.
Teach what? Now let's apply some teaching video game. If you teach me video game, would that be considered as ज्ञान दान? Free, right? Of course.
No, like some kind of knowledge.
What kind of knowledge? Let's get more
Like,
specific. Even teaching
uh,
game is knowledge, right?
it
How
is,
about,
but
how about teaching
that would
tennis
be
to
useful.
someone? How about teaching tennis to someone? Is that something can be considered as Gyandan?
I mean, yeah, I guess so.
Not exactly. Right? Let's be very clear on what that also is a source of entertainment for people, right? Yeah, or or well-being generally, right? It's not necessarily something that can lead to their upliftment. Would that lead them to moksha?
No.
All right. So that's the yardstick one has to use. Now, I'll give you a situation, a very simple example, and you will be surprised. If you, Tattva is your brother, right, Sarthak?
Yeah.
Okay. If you teach Tattva the true meaning of Namokar Mantra, in case he does not know that, I would consider that as a Gyandan. right? If you teach tattva about the seven tattva, right, true meaning of them, help him understand the true meaning of tattva, the seven tattva, right, or the dravya, or the theory of karma, right? Something that will help him in building his concepts of Jainism, which ultimately can lead him towards the on the path of moksha. That's ज्ञानदान, है ना? तो इस चीज को
Yeah.
हमेशा ध्यान, और इसको देखो, ऐसा नहीं है कि ज्ञानदान मतलब वो मुझे बुक्स के लिए थोड़े पैसे बनाने हैं और फिर उन पैसों को डोनेट करना. नो, even if you contribute towards making a video for for these classes out of uh, you know uh, your uh, your good mind, right? That also is Gyandan. If you are teaching the concept of Jainism to your younger siblings, that also is Gyandan, right? For that matter, when you will all grow up and become parents at some point, and you pass on the knowledge of Jain Dharma to your kids, that also is a expression of Gyandan, if you do it with the right intention, है ना? तो ये चीज को हमेशा ध्यान रखना कि जो भी दान आप कर रहे हो उसमें मनी इज नॉट द ओनली फैक्टर. Even donating your time and efforts and other resources is equally valued. ठीक है? With that thought, I leave you all with that thought. The four dan, ahar dan, right? Gyan dan, oh, ahar dan, aushadhi dan. Aushadhi dan means medicine का, right? Giving it, like एग्जाम्पल देता हूं मैं, है ना, कि अभी जैसे म्यांमार में, बर्मा में वो earthquake हुआ, right? And you pool some money for medicines. That's karuna dan, right? Karuna dan, because it's something you are giving for common people who are in distress in Myanmar or Thailand or wherever. Now if you pool the resources to for medicines for either other Jain Shravaks or Jain Sadhus, that is Aushadhi Dan. ठीक है ना? फिर third one is Gyan Dan or Shastra Dan, scriptures, knowledge, right? Giving Dan of that. And the fourth one is Abhay Dan, forgiveness, right? Saving someone's life, or basically protecting a life. That's Abhay Dan. Or forgiving somebody who may have caused pain to you in the past. That's Abhay Dan. Okay? So I leave you with that thought. How you as a kid, with your limited resources, how would you do these four dance today? Right? Think about it, contemplate on it. Right? These are the four dance. How best you can use your current available resources, not your parents' money, your own resources, and do Ahar Dan, Aushadhi Dan, Gyan Dan, and Abhay Dan. Okay? With that, we'll end today's class. I think we are over. So we'll do Jinwani Stuti now. Javani ke gyan se sujhe lokalo, te वाणी मस्तक धरू देहु सदा धो. हे जिनवाणी भारती माँ तो हे जपू दिन रैन, जो तेरी शरणा गए माँ सो पावे सुख चैन. उत्तम क्षमा बच्चों. मिच्छामी दुक्कडम बेटा. And again, I seek your forgiveness because of my pramad, my procrastination, and my mismanagement in planning, I was not able to take the class last time. I'm so sorry for that. Okay. Thank you. See you all next time. Bye.
जी, bye.